My name is Momo, and today I'll be making mooncakes for the first time while telling you about the reason why, the Mid-Autumn Festival. The link to the recipe is in the description if you'd like to make it yourself. I hope you enjoy! Almost as big as Chinese New Year, the Mid-Autumn Festival is a festival that takes place on the 15th day of the 8th lunar month once a year. If you don't know what that means, most Chinese holidays follow the lunar calendar, which is a calendar that follows the phases of the moon, versus the world standard, which follows the position of the sun relevant to stars. So for us, it's always on a different day of the year, but around the same time. The Mid-Autumn Festival is a day where family and friends gather to watch the moon and eat mooncake, reflecting on the year so far, and lanterns are hung up everywhere for prosperity and good fortune. Historically, this festival was also used as a time to celebrate a successful harvest of rice and wheat. The actual origins of the tradition itself dates all the way back to ancient China, in a book of Chinese customs which stated that the emperor must worship the moon every year. Eventually, this tradition developed more and more until during the Northern Song dynasty, the actual date we still celebrate the festival on today was set. The hard part of my mooncakes are done. Now they need to rest for 3 days before we can eat them. So, enough with all the history. Where most festivals truly shine is in the folklore behind it, and the Mid-Autumn Festival's tale is one of my favorites. There's many different variants to the folktale behind the Mid-Autumn Festival, as to be expected when a story gets passed down through generation to generation over the course of thousands of years. No matter the variation, it revolves around Chang'e, the Chinese moon goddess, and her lover, the legendary archer Hou Yi. In the most common version, both Chang'e and Hou Yi are married mortals who are madly in love, though in other versions, they're both gods. Or just Chang'e was, and got banished to the realm of mortals upon breaking a pot of the Jade Emperor. The story takes place at a time where there are 7 suns in the sky, and too many monsters roam the land. In some versions, Hou Yi is requested by someone to shoot them down, and in others, he just does so out of the good of his heart, or because he's tired of no one else doing something about it. For his deeds, he gets rewarded with an elixir or a pill of immortality by either the Queen of Heaven or the Emperor of China, and in every variation, Hou Yi decides not to take it right away for one reason or another. In the most popular ending, one of Hou Yi's apprentices tries to steal it for himself while Chang'e is home alone. Instead of letting him, she gets to the elixir before him and drinks it before the other has a chance to. Since this made Chang'e immortal, she could no longer stay on Earth and started ascending to the heavens. However, she only ascended as far as the moon, as that was the closest she could be to Earth, and therefore Hou Yi was still in the heavens. In mourning, Hou Yi started annually offering mooncakes, Chang'e's favorite food, to her, and eventually other people joined in. There are many other endings as well, such as Hou Yi killing himself out of grief instead, or Chang'e stealing the elixir out of greed, or Chang'e stealing the elixir because Hou Yi was an abusive husband. I don't find those endings as nice, though. I've always been a sucker for pure, unconditional love. Oh, did you notice my little guy in the corner? Bunnies are also a big part of the Mid-Autumn Festival. This has to do with the fact that many Asian countries have folklore surrounding rabbits and the moon. This is because if you look at the markings on the moon in a certain way, it looks like there's a bunny holding something. Naturally, people found ways to combine the association of bunnies and the moon with the moon goddess herself. And in some variations of the folklore, he's helping her make more elixirs because Chang'e became addicted. In others, he's simply making rice cake, which I find much nicer. Either way, they fill the important role of keeping the goddess company on the moon. Oops, it looks like I talked your ear off for 3 days. Why don't we check on my mooncakes? Ah, what a relief. They turned out so pretty. And... they taste just as good as they look. I love the Mid-Autumn Festival so much. I hope you learned something new today, and maybe you'll be interested in eating mooncakes and watching the moon with your loved ones now too.